friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Valerie if you're new here. Thanks for being here. I wanted to do a pick a card reading this time for the Lionsgate portal that's coming up on August 8th, 2022. And if you're not familiar with the Lionsgate portal, it's where the sun in Leo, the star Sirius, which is often considered our spiritual sun, Orion's belt and the earth all line up in the sky and create a powerful portal of energy, which is potent for manifestation. So I just wanted to give you a quick rundown on what this particular portal means. If we're looking in terms of numerology, the 8 is in general known as the bridge between the material and the spiritual realms. It's also a number of power, wealth, achievement, and goals. 8 in terms of astrology is the 8th house and the 8th sign of the zodiac, which is Scorpio, which is also about power and transformation, but it's also about energy, passion, sexuality, mysteries, and bonding at a deep level. So those are some of the themes that we will be seeing through this portal. The 8th card in the tarot is the Strength card, which is a Leo card. And this 8, if you look at most of the traditional strength cards, show a lemon skate or the infinity symbol above the figures in the card, which, isn't just another iteration of 8. And if you think about the date being 8/8, that's double. So this is like doubly powerful energy. So, I think the transformations through this portal will be on the mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and energetic levels. So you'll see there's 4 piles. Pick whichever pile resonates for you. I've developed some questions that I ask in each pile that are around these themes that we just talked about. And hopefully it will give you some further insight on how you can use this portal to, manifest or create amazing things in your life. So I hope that you find these videos of support to you. I'd appreciate anybody who does find it, relevant to leave comments in the comment box. And please, as always, like, share, and subscribe so I can get the messages out to whoever needs to hear them. So take a few minutes and I'll be showing you the cards and you pick whichever pile resonates most with you, and I will see you over there. Thank you. All right, so let's take a look at the piles. Pile 1 is the Steampunk Tarot with the Cherry Quartz. Pile 2 is the Wandering Star Tarot with the blue Aura Quartz. Pile 3 is the Light Seers Tarot with the Amazonite. And pile 4 is the Rider-Waite Tarot with the red Goldstone. So choose the pile that most resonates with you, and I will see you over there. If you chose pile 1 and the cherry quartz with the Steampunk Tarot, this is your reading. Let's get the cards laid out and we'll start the reading. Oops. This way. All right. So the first card that we have is how you can lean into the energy of your inner Leo. And we get Unmarked Trail Revelation. So I think this is about having the courage to, follow a path that may be somewhat unclear, an unmarked trail, and allowing the path to unfold and reveal itself to you. It does take a lot of courage to do that, which is an innate trait of Leo. We'll get some cards to clarify. I'm noticing too that this card is very green, which makes me think of the heart chakra, and Leo operates from the heart, and the heart center is a very innate characteristic of Leo. We got the Hanged Man in reverse, 7 of Swords, and on the bottom we get Temperance. I think this is talking about, seeing clearly, having gained enlightenment about illusions, and coming into a balance with temperance. So, following this unmarked trail, the way to embody the Leo energy is, using that clear sight to navigate, through illusion, maintaining balance. With this courage and allowing things to unfold. And she's got her foot in the water here and one foot on the land. So, and as we mentioned, this green being the heart chakra, this makes me think a balance between, being firmly rooted in the earthly plane, but also having, your other foot in the emotional, etherical realm. And this particular portal is actually about, a bridge between the spiritual and the physical world. So I think holding that balance of those two things by seeing clearly after a period of, introspection that has given you clear vision about illusions, and that can be, you know, any way that, you know, you maybe have deluded yourself or other people around you have. It's anything to do with the mental space where there may have been some sort of illusion. I'm not sure what else word to use there. The next card is, how are you currently exerting your power? And we get objectivity. And I think with, you know, what we're talking about with this, you know, with the Hanged Man in reverse, having that clarity, seeing things objectively is how you're exerting your power now. Let's get some clarifiers. We got the Lovers, Queen of Cups in reverse, and Five of Swords in reverse. So I think this is about, you know, having balance in your masculine and feminine energy and cooperating with spirit in making a decision to not nurture situations that create conflict, especially mental conflict. This too could mean, you know, what I just said about balance, masculine and feminine, cooperating with spirit. And, you know, this is cups and this is swords. So not letting either one get out of balance, emotions or mental. Not being overly emotional and not being overly mentally conflicted. And making a truly aligned decisions with objectivity. So I wanted to see how you could maybe better focus this power to manifest your desires during this portal. And I got two cards. I really was only wanting to get one, but they were very appropriate with each other. Allowing divine flow. And even the colors are very similar on these two cards. It says radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so what's needed can come next. And then it says, eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others to follow the Tao, the divine flow at all costs. So this is talking about surrendering to spirit, to the divine, and allowing the divine flow to lead you forward. You know, and when you're on an unmarked trail, this is the way. This is, you know, kind of getting in your boat and letting the divine lead you and allowing it to unfold. So maybe not efforting as much, you know, just observing, remaining objective like you've been doing, but even surrendering a little further to allowing things to unfold naturally so that you can be surprised. Let's get some clarification. See if there's anything else we can see with this. You get the Hierophant in reverse. the Moon, and the Eight of Cups. Yeah, so this is also about traditions and things that, you know, we've been, indoctrinated came into my mind. Indoctrinated to believe, maybe paths that were set up for us that we thought, you know, we had to follow because of society or family or religion said so. And, you know, that keeping us kind of where we couldn't see clearly the path forward that was truly for us, and needing to walk away from that. So allowing Spirit to guide our path forward, not the things that we've been told we should do. You know, walking forward on our spiritual path, knowing that Spirit will guide us. And I notice in this Moon card, there's this, you know, little river that sort of runs off into the distance. So as we were talking about, you know, flow and getting, you know, in our boat and going on that journey on the river, it's being illuminated by the moon here. So there is a clear path ahead, though we may not be able to see it. Spirit will guide us towards our highest spiritual potential if we can let go of these old belief systems that are holding us back. This one is, how can your heart be expanded by the energy of this portal? And you get wish upon a star. That's wonderful. I mean, really, to me, this just looks like that childlike wonder, just having a belief that there's magic and that, you know, the universe has our back and that there's beautiful things that lie ahead for us, and just having the faith and wishing upon that star and, you know, waiting for it to come true. How that can really open up your heart and, you know, give you faith and make you believe in your dreams again. I mean, she even has her hand over her heart, and there's a little butterfly. You know, so, and she even has little wings coming off of her. So allowing your heart to be your guide, to be transformed so that your wings can open and you can soar. And she's got her eyes closed, and so that makes me think about meditation as well. Spending some time in contemplation, you know, setting your intentions and manifestations out there and just trusting that the universe is working on your behalf to bring you down that path towards the things that you desire. For clarification, we get Page of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Pentacles, and Knight of Swords in reverse. So Yeah, this to me is talking about, planting seeds and waiting for them to grow, not efforting and pushing forward, not really needing to do much of anything else. Really just letting things grow and come to you that you've already planted. So that was about the heart. What mental construct are you being called to release that's no longer serving you? You get isolation. So we talked about at the beginning with that hermit in reverse. I mean, excuse me, the hanged man in reverse. It shows that you were in a time, of being more withdrawn and in contemplation with your energy pulled back, which can be this isolation. Maybe you've been healing from something. It shows, he's encased in ice and he's got tears. So maybe this wishing upon a star is melting that ice and cracking your heart open again after this period of isolation. And in terms of a mental construct that you need to release, perhaps it's the idea that you have to go it alone, and that you're on your own in this healing. Maybe it's a belief that people won't understand you or won't be able to relate, or that you have to be perfect before other people will accept you, or before you're ready to move forward. But that's not true. I mean, it's good to spend time alone, to work through things if you need to, but there comes a point where isolating yourself can hold you back and slow down the healing process, because we work through things in relationship with other people. I mean, yeah, it's good to understand, maybe how you came to where you were, and that time spent, figuring that out. But it's equally important to, work through those things. And the best way to work through them is in relationship with other people and allowing other people to help. I think a lot of times we don't want to, make ourselves vulnerable and show each other the things that we're dealing with. But, that's what makes relationships deeper, is having that ability to be vulnerable and show other people our humanity, because then it also helps them to know that they're not alone. We're all struggling. We're all going through things. And if we isolate and we don't show other people and share with other people our experiences and our struggles and even our joys, we become so disconnected from other people. For clarifiers, I get 9 of Cups, the World in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so this seems to me like you've been holding back from stepping out there and showing yourself, and you're stepping into your power and not allowing cycles to close that need to be closed, so that you can move towards your Nine of Cups, your ultimate, happiness and fulfillment. So letting go of the belief that you need to stay in isolation because it is holding you back from closing out those cycles that will move you forward. So how can you open your spiritual side up so that you can receive the energetic gifts of this portal? And yet, I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. Yeah, that's this wish upon a star, and what we saw earlier with the Seven of Pentacles and planting those seeds, trusting that those powerful intentions that you planted combined with the faith of wishing upon a star are enough to allow this vision to become a reality. And through this portal, if you can open yourself up in that way spiritually, you can see some incredible things manifest that you've planted or put out, that are floating out in your vortex, as Abraham Hicks would say. You've already sent messages to the universe about what you do want. Even if you haven't consciously done that, by recognizing the things that you don't want, you've put the opposite out there to be manifested. For clarifiers, we got Justice card, Ten of Cups in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse. So there's that King of Wands again. About not stepping into your power. And how that's not bringing in your Ten of Cups now, like we had the Nine of Cups before. This is anteing up like Ten of Cups. But there is justice here. So finding a balance of maybe, time with yourself and time with other people can, bring these cards upright and bring in your ultimate happiness. And, with this being here, Justice and a major arcana, that means Spirit is working on your side. Spirit has your back and is helping you. If you just allow and allow the divine flow, then everything that you've been trying to manifest can come in. So I wanted to get guidance from Spirit for you. Just an additional piece of advice. And we get message. And I think this talks about, maybe trusting your intuition, trusting the messages that come to you. But I'm gonna read the card in the book for you just so we can understand the author's meaning. It says, get ready and pay attention. You're about to get a message with special meaning. Maybe someone will text you something nice, or you will find out about something in a phone call from a friend. Perhaps a letter will come in the mail, or maybe I will send you a sign in nature that will point you in the right direction. Regardless of what you ask, you will soon know the answer, or at the very least, know the way. A message is coming. Choose another card if you need to know what the message will be about. All right, so, maybe a message is coming through another person, from Spirit or directly to you. Like it said in nature, it could be any kind of signs, synchronicities. Maybe you could set an intention, for a specific sign to be shown to you in answer to a question. But we'll just get some cards to clarify what this message is about. Birds might be a symbol for you. We get the Three of Swords. So something about ending heartbreak. That's good. Ending conflict with the Five of Wands in reverse. Let's see what we have at the bottom of the deck. Six of Cups. Maybe something from your childhood is being healed. Maybe something from the past. Maybe it's someone returning from the past that you had a loving connection with. This is a general reading, so, use it how it applies to your situation. But it does seem that, maybe that's something that you've been trying to manifest. Maybe you've been trying to manifest, healing in a situation. Could be with a specific person. It could be a specific situation. And a message is coming about that. And last card I got out was, I wanted to give you a point of gratitude that you can embody during this portal. And we got the commitment card. And I think in this instance, it could be multiple things. It could be gratitude for commitments from people in your life that you can count on, that you can trust, that are there for you, and trusting those relationships and coming out of isolation and cooperating with those people. I see all these hearts on here, help heal your heart. But also think of this as Spirit's commitment to you. God, whatever your higher power is, having a commitment to guide you and lead you. I mean, I see this hand reaching out for the other one, like, come, I'll show you the way. And trusting that, that guidance is there for you, and that you are being led, and that the universe and God has your back. And I even see this like light coming in. It makes me think of this portal where, we're talking about all of this light streaming in from Sirius, our spiritual sun. Get some clarifiers and we'll close out this reading. That's a lot of cards, but we'll take it. Two of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, King of Swords. This can also be about your commitment to yourself. Needing to have mental clarity and discernment about what's best for you, because Nine of Pentacles is about, your own independence and being a sovereign being. So commitment to yourself as well. Having commitment to your own well-being. So that's what I have for you, Pile 1. I hope that was of service to you. Please feel free to leave a comment and let me know how this resonates for you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Hi, Pile 2. If you picked the Wandering Star Tarot and the Blue Aura Quartz, this is your reading. Give me just a second to get the cards laid out and we will get started. Hope you're doing well. All right. So based on the themes for this portal, I came up with some questions and we will jump right in. The first card that I pulled was, how can you lean into the energy of your inner Leo? And I got Spirit of the River, movement toward adventure. I think Leos are very adventuresome. So having that sense of adventure, and with Spirit of the River, and it's saying movement toward, I get the sense of getting into the flow with Spirit being the guide. If you were at all attracted to pile 1, there were some similar messages about being in flow with Spirit in that reading, so you might want to check that out. There may be some messages in that for you too. But yeah, I think just tapping into that adventuresome spirit is the way that you can sort of embody the Leo energy going into this portal. Let me get some clarifiers, see if we can get any more information. Got Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Tower in reverse, and the Seven of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I mean, this seems like surrender to me. You know, not being defensive, you know, letting, not, not letting a tower fall, like, sort of feel like it's bypassing that tower by surrendering. And the Page of Pentacles is, typically about like skill or talent. So not needing to do much of anything other than surrender. Surrender to Spirit and the flow. And just allow yourself to be moved and guided with a sense of adventure and excitement for the future. The second card that I pulled was, how are you currently exerting your power? And it says action. So in relation to what we were just talking about, where it's saying surrender and not doing a whole lot, it seems like you're currently in an energy of action, which is the opposite of going with the flow and surrendering. See what else we can get. We get that Seven of Wands in reverse again, and the Tower again, and that page, same cards. How did that happen? I just shuffled. So yeah, same message. It's just reiterating a need to surrender, stop exerting so much action and force, and allowing things to flow naturally. My next question was, how can you better focus this power to manifest your desires through this portal? And we get loss, which is an interesting card. It says, sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. Oh man, okay. So if you're experiencing some sort of loss, my heart goes out to you. If not, I think this is talking about the loss of the ego sublimation. This is talking about allowing love to take over and bring her own plan instead of your ego. So the ways in which you've been efforting and trying to actively through will create what it is you desire from your mind This is encouraging you to lead with your heart and to manifest from your heart and allow Spirit to deliver that. You don't have to effort so much or work so hard to bring in what you desire. I mean, I think a lot of times we're taught that, you know, you have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G to get to Z. But the truth is, the way that the universe works, you don't have to do all of that. I mean, yes, you have to put in some effort towards the things that you desire where there are steps necessary. As in, like, if you want to become an architect, you do have to learn the trade. But in terms of getting a job at a prestigious architecture firm, you know, you put in the work that's necessary, and then you let Spirit bring in the job you desire. Maybe that was for someone specific. I don't know. Well, let me clarify and see what we can see additionally about this loss. And sometimes through loss and suffering, that's where our true healing and spiritual enlightenment or awakening begins. Sometimes it's those really tough trials where we have to surrender to Spirit and ask for help, that true transformation comes in. And loss can be anything. It can be a job, it can be a loved one, it can be a relationship, it can be anything that you were clinging to that maybe was not really serving you, you know, that gets taken away for your highest good. But finding the understanding in that and the process that you have to go through to come to that level of clarity can be a challenging one, but it can be really healing. For clarifiers, we get 4 of Pentacles in reverse, 7 of Swords in reverse, and King of Cups in reverse. So maybe there was a loss of some sort of stability. Maybe there was some measure of dishonesty, or something was maybe taken from you. It can be tangible, it can be intangible. That, you know, broke your heart or made you your heart cold, you know, maybe it made you question yourself. But in terms of how you can better focus your power to manifest your desires with this, it's about not holding back, seeing through illusion, and not letting your emotions about the situation overwhelm you. Seven of Swords, you know, was talking about the ego, and the Seven of Swords can be the ego for sure, you know, playing mental tricks on us. So seeing through that illusion, the things that the mind tell us, we can't believe everything that our mind thinks. Tapping into our heart space and our inner being and allowing Spirit and our knowing, our intuition, to be our guide, to keep us grounded. This one is how can your heart be expanded by the energy of this portal? And we get a tall tale. So if we were talking in the last card with the Seven of Swords about some sort of deception or illusion, you know, this could have been some sort of lie that was told to you. And it doesn't even have to be a lie in the sense of like somebody lied to you in a relationship or anything like that. It can be a lie that's a societal construct, a belief system, you know, something that you maybe believed in was going to get you to where you wanted to be, and that's what everybody told you had to do to get there, and it didn't work out. And maybe you're feeling less than, or like there's something wrong with you for not, you know, achieving this thing. But it seems like it's a falsehood, and the way that your heart can be expanded through this is by having this realization that that's the egoic mind. You telling you stories about yourself that aren't true. If it is a relationship situation where someone lied to you, realizing that anything like that happened was not about you. You know, that it's no reflection of your self-worth. You know, where, like a Leo would stand in their full power in their knowing of who they are, in their highest self version, and not let the, you know, things going on around them shake them from, you know, their knowing about who they are and their foundation. And trusting that it happened for a purpose. It happened to grow you. It happened to open your heart. And having compassion, you know, for people that do those types of things, because they're operating from the level of consciousness that they're at. And while it doesn't excuse the behavior, you know, I think we can all understand the ways in which we have acted, maybe at other points in our lives, that, you know, we have regrets about or would have done differently. And actively choosing to do things differently in the future. Let me get some clarifiers for this so we can see if there's any additional messages. Get the Queen of Wands, Justice, and the Three of Wands. Yeah, the Queen of Wands, I mean, I think is, you know, it's a fire sign, Leo card, you know, about standing in your power, being a leader. Justice is about balance. And the Three of Wands is about that sense of adventure that we talked about in the first card. And it also just talks about, you know, waiting for your manifestations to come in. So in terms of how your heart can expand, standing in your power, trusting that justice is being served, that Spirit has your back and is bringing about justice in this situation, whatever it may be, bringing you balance. And all you have to do is stand in your power, flow with Spirit, allow Spirit to bring you justice, bring you what you deserve, and wait for your manifestations to come in. But it's also about creating from your heart, like manifesting from your heart. What lights you up? What makes you passionate? And holding on to that vision. And trusting Spirit to bring it in. Wow. All right, so let's look at, I wanted to look at the mental space, so what mental construct are you being called to release that's no longer serving you? Let me get sharing. Well, that might, at first it seemed like an odd thing to let go of, but what I'm thinking is, in terms of sharing your vision, you don't have to share your vision with everybody. Not everyone has your best good in mind, and so sharing your vision, feeling like you need to share that with everyone, is something to let go of. In some cases, it could also be an idea that sharing is a weakness. So in situations where maybe you don't share with other people, just take it as it resonates, depending on you and how it might apply. Perhaps sharing with others can be beneficial for some. Trusted people, sharing with trusted people who can help you, stay in a high vibration of attraction for those things. And also, sometimes other people are cooperative components that Spirit brings to help bring about what it is you desire. So sharing with trusted people, sometimes, if you say, oh, this is what I'm thinking of doing, or this is what I want, and they say, oh, well, I know so-and-so, let me connect you with them. So take that as it resonates. I'm going to get some clarifiers, see if we can go a little deeper. Oh, okay. 8 of Wands, the Star, and the Page of Wands. So the 8 of Wands and the Page of Wands both talk about good news and communication. And the Star is about faith and hope. So in regards to what we were talking about, maybe it is the more sharing with people that are trusted, the good news, or communicating with others about, what you're hoping for. And not holding back from sharing with others for fear that it'll somehow, interfere with your manifestation. Or that people will be naysayers, which there may be some, but that's what I'm talking about, sharing with trusted people. People who have gained your trust and that level of access to you. So how can you open up your spiritual side to receive the energetic gifts from this portal? We get, I let the universe catch up with my dreams. Yeah, so we're just talking about your dreams. So it seems that you've already, put out what it is that you desire. And now you need to just let the universe catch up with them. I was saying, that the universe brings about cooperative components. The universe is always working on your behalf to bring your desires to you. So you just have to stay, like we were talking about, in your power with your clear vision of what you want. And allow Spirit, God, the universe, your higher power, to bring that to you. And getting in this flow and allowing Spirit to do that. We get that Page of Wands and Star popping out again. And the Eight of Wands, same. Good. Same cards just popped out that we're here for sharing. So yeah, putting your intentions out there and letting them come to you and not efforting too much. And recognizing that things that didn't work out are working out for you. That's the way to bring in what it is you truly desire. It gives you discernment about what you don't want so that you know what you do want, so that you can manifest what you desire. And then I just wanted to get one more additional piece of advice from Spirit, and we get wishing. We had very similar messages as to pile one. Slightly different, but you might want to check that out. It says, choosing this symbol means you are at a wonderful juncture in your life where imagination and preparation can align with the web of power. I'm going to read the rest of it in a second, but I want to say this action card and what we were talking about earlier about like if you wanted to be an architect, you got to go study to be an architect. Maybe that's what this is talking about, that you're at that juncture in your life where you've done the preparation. You've put in the effort that's needed. And now it's time to align with the web of power, the things that you've already put out into the universe, to allow them to come in for you. It says, my dear one, I hear your prayers. I know your heart and I know what is for your highest good. Dreams do come true. Make sure your dream serves your highest purpose and does not take away from another. Be careful what you wish for. Remember the coins tossed in a wishing well. For every wish, there is a price to be paid. Are you ready to spend the time and energy that your granted wish will require? Now is the time your wish will be fulfilled. So yeah, like we're talking about, Spirit knows what's for your highest good. And dreams do come true. Just make sure that your dream serves your highest purpose, which I think that you're figuring that out by this passage through whatever this loss is. It gives you true clarity about what you desire. So, last card I wanted to get was a point of gratitude that you can embody during this portal to help you, fully tap into the gifts and energy that you can receive from this portal. And we get Ride the Wave, which to me again is just a reiteration of this Spirit of the River movement toward adventure. It's talking about riding the wave and going with the flow. And with it being water in both of these cards, the wave of emotion, so manifesting from your heart and your truest desires. Letting your heart be your guide. Boy, that's a theme running throughout this so far. It's also in reading one. In any case, let's just get a couple cards to clarify and we'll close out the reading. We get Page of Cups, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and the Mother Star. The Mother Star is an additional card in this deck. I'll explain that in just a second. Yeah, the Page of Cups, talks about magic and sort of this fun-loving, childlike energy of love. And the Ten of Pentacles in reverse You know, Ten of Pentacles is sort of your tangible, ultimate fulfillment on the earthly plane. And the Mother Star, and she's balanced. She's got all of the elements around her. And this card says yes. So it's a yes to whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. This is a yes. But it may be less tangible. It may be more spiritual or emotional. So maybe it has to do with a relationship or a loving relationship more so than, say, wealth or prosperity. I mean, not that we don't all want that, but I think, where we're talking about manifesting from the heart, I think that's more of what it's saying. Think about, manifesting from your heart versus a place of lack of like, I need money. You're going to have more success manifesting if you're operating from your heart than from a place of lack. So manifesting as if you already have, believing that it's already on its way to you. Because this Mother Star card says yes, it is. So that is what I have for you, Pile 2. I hope that this was of service to you and you found some messages here that will support you during this portal. So leave a comment if you found that this was helpful. I'd love to hear, how it related for you. Yeah. If you'd like, share, and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I send you many blessings. Bye for now. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose the Light Seers Tarot and the Amazonite Crystal, this is for you. Let me get the cards laid out and we'll jump into your reading. Thank you for being here. I hope that you're all doing well. All right. So based on the energies of this portal, I came up with some questions. We'll just go ahead and jump right in. The first question I had was, how can you lean into the energy of your inner Leo? And we get skywriting the fates. In terms of how this relates to Leo energy, I think Leo has a confidence about them. So this, to me, may be about, standing in your knowing and trusting fate and the way that the universe works on your behalf. We'll get some cards to clarify, see what else we can see. Kind of feel like it's like destiny and written in the stars, and trusting that with confidence. Got Two of Wands in reverse, Chariot, and Seven of Pentacles in reverse. With the Two of Wands in reverse, it seems like, not needing to really make any decisions, maybe decisions already being made about, where you're headed or what you desire. and letting this Chariot, which is a major arcana, which I think is spirit, just lead you along the way, not needing to do much else to nurture these seeds that you've already planted. They're going to grow in their own time. So just trusting spirit to lead you and having faith. So how are you currently exerting your power? We get change. So to me, that would say that you are embracing change and allowing it to unfold. Or maybe you're actively making changes in your life through some effort of your own. The Magician in reverse. Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Star in reverse. So if we were talking here about, how you can lean into your inner Leo and needing to trust spirit to guide you, that sort of, there's already a divine plan at play. And if you're in the energy of change, actively trying to change things, I think this Magician in reverse, Ten of Pentacles, the Star in reverse, is suggesting what was said here, that you need maybe not to effort so much in terms of trying to make change, not trying so hard to manifest, what it is you desire, because you're not leaning into your faith, in your belief, your hope for what it is you want. So maybe taking a step back from, trying to create active change and allowing the universe to guide the changes that are for your highest and best good. The next question was, how can you better focus this power to manifest your desires through this portal? So how can you better focus this power? And we get inner power. And it says, give me the courage and the power to do what must be done. And I said here at the beginning, maybe this was that sort of courage to allow spirit to lead and to trust in the divine plan. I think this reiterates that is talking about, give me the courage and the power to do what must be done. Yes, there may be steps that need to be taken, but maybe you need to obviously lean into your inner Leo to maybe bring about this change that you desire with spirit as your guide. Let's see if we can go a little deeper. The Eight of Cups in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Wands. I think this is talking about needing to follow your passion, what lights you up, what sparks your joy and excitement in life, and not returning back to things that are unfulfilling. So maybe this is a situation where you've been trying to change a current situation that is no longer in alignment for you, and needing to have that courage to walk away and follow whatever it is that, you know, like I said, lights you up. This is about sort of like marching to the beat of your own drum. And so maybe it's about, being more authentic and true to yourself and what it is that you desire. And, not returning, like I said, to things that are not, bringing you the level of satisfaction and sovereignty or independence that you desire. So how can you expand your heart in this portal and we get great and full? I mean, certainly this, is talking about gratitude and being grateful for what you have. It's an Ace of Cups energy here. So about having love for yourself and filling up your own cup. That'll help expand your heart. When you feel full within yourself, then you can pour out onto others. Get 5 of Wands, the Devil, and the 4 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I'm getting the sense of a need to heal your heart, to go within. And maybe you're having a hard time right now sort of battling with your ego. Maybe feeling like choosing yourself over another or over a situation that's no longer fulfilling you or supporting you or bringing you to the place where you're meant to go next in your journey. Can feel like when there's expectations and you feel like you don't want to let people down and that sort of thing, it can be hard to choose yourself. But it's important, to follow the path that's for you and for your highest good and for your evolution and growth. And, if we allow our ego to take over, we're going to stay in this conflict with ourselves and with others when we really need to let go of that and pull back our energy and spend time healing our own heart and filling our own cup back up again. So I wanted to see what also on the mental level, you're being called to release that's no longer serving you. And we get guidance. I think this may be about, getting advice from other people. While sometimes that can be beneficial, there's also times when we need to trust our own inner knowing, our own intuition, our own guidance from spirit, and not put so much stock in what other people believe or think is best for us, because everyone's operating from their own level of consciousness, their own programming, their own belief systems, and that's not always what's going to align us with our own higher truth. So I'm thinking it means that we need to take other people's advice with a grain of salt and test it against our own inner knowing and our own intuition and our own deeper knowing of what's best for us. I feel like we often know what's best for us. We just are afraid to honor that, and we want some sort of external validation before we feel like it's okay to take that step. But in truth, we really don't, because sometimes other people's opinions can hold us back from what's truly meant for us, because their guidance may not be our guidance. Get the World, the Emperor in reverse, and the Two of Cups. Yeah, I think, letting the universe work on our behalf to close out cycles, to bring things to completion, to begin new things in our life without overbearing or what's the word? I can't think of the word. Without the ego and without other oppressive opinions weighing in. Balancing our inner masculine and feminine so that we can make choices from an aligned place within ourselves. Yeah, I think what I just said with the aligned and masculine and feminine, that this definitely points to that, like not letting the inner masculine, the driver, the ego, as I mentioned, let's just not letting it be one-sided. Closing that out, like no longer operating from that imbalanced place, and trusting, that if we are fully aligned within ourselves, that, we will be guided by spirit and by our own higher knowing. So how can you open up your spiritual side to receive the gifts of this portal? It says, when I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. Exactly. Letting spirit be the guide, as I said from the very beginning. We don't need that external validation when we are connected to spirit, and we feel that sense of certainty and ease. And becoming fully aligned with ourselves and following what it is that we feel is for our own highest best, and fully connecting with spirit, it opens up this sense of ease and grace, and you feel that magnitude, you feel that pull, that draw, and it's like you just have this knowing that comes through that you're on the right path, even if it's scary, even if it's outside of what you or other people would expect. There's also a level of excitement to it that just feels right and feels aligned. So trusting in that. So maybe spending time in meditation, connecting with spirit, or prayer, or whatever your practice is, to keep that alignment through this portal, and allowing spirit to guide you to what you're destined for. You get the Lovers, the Sun in reverse, and the Three of Cups in reverse. The Lovers is a card of choice. And I think with the Three of Cups here, which is generally about community and other people, and the Sun in reverse, I think this is talking about not allowing other people to help you decide what's going to bring you happiness. You need to make the choice for yourself about what makes you happy. And maybe this is about relationship of some sort, because we did have the Two of Cups and now we've got the Lovers. If it is relationship related, you know, sometimes the person that we're drawn to, that we feel aligned with, is not the person that we thought or that other people would think would be the partner for us. Maybe it's religious factors or familial factors, or maybe they're in a different socioeconomic group, or, you know, maybe they're just different than what you feel like was expected, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not the right choice for you. It's up to you to make that decision and not let other people's opinions weigh in on what's going to make you happy. So that was just for someone. Try not to, you know, go too specific, but since we were seeing those cards, I wanted to point that out. So I just wanted to get another piece of advice for you from Spirit. And we get beauty. And I think, you know, when we see this grateful card, you know, it's seeing the beauty in the things that you do have that are around you. But I'm going to read the description from the book so we can see this more clearly. Every rose has its thorns, and the symbol of beauty reminds you that beauty is never perfect, just as the beautiful experiences you have will not be perfect forever. When you revel in the beauty that is true, you can look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you are already perfect as you are. When you choose a symbol, it is a sign that beauty is all around you. Keep a positive attitude, expect wonderful things, and they will come to you. See yourself as beautiful and know that beauty is not skin deep. It includes qualities that lie well beneath the surface. Look for this true beauty in others as well, and always look beyond appearances. So yeah, this is about looking with your own eyes and your own heart at yourself and others, and allowing that to be your guide. Allowing the beauty that you see to also be part of what fills your cup. And being grateful for that. And also, it mentioned, you know, not needing to be perfect. And I think a lot of people, me included, struggle with that, you know, perfectionism and feeling like you have to be perfect. And, you know, it's hard when we do feel that way about ourselves, because we can project that onto other people. And, you know, it's unrealistic, and it can do a disservice to those that we love, you know, and, you know, being able to see the beauty in them, flaws and all, you know, gives us the grace to be more human ourselves and not put so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect. I'll get some cards just to see if there's any additional messages about this. That perfectionism thing can destroy you. And it can destroy relationships as well. Get the Death card, the Magician in reverse, and the Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I think this is talking about, you know, allowing ourselves to be changed, to go through this death and rebirth cycle of transformation, Because if we don't, we're not going to manifest this victory that we want in our lives. And really to go through this, change, this metamorphosis, we have to humble ourselves and recognize that we aren't perfect. And also to see the beauty in this, when we're creating new things, or the universe is creating new things in our lives or through us, in order for things to be created, other things have to pass away. It's sort of just the nature of everything. There's a death and rebirth cycle to everything. And I think it's about finding, bittersweet is the word that comes to mind, that balance of, just seeing the beauty that is in this cycle of death and rebirth, and leaning into that so that we can manifest this victory for ourselves. So lastly, I wanted to get a point of gratitude that we can embody during this portal. And I get encouragement. This is a really sweet card. Yeah, so having gratitude for, the encouragement that's around us. Encouragement from spirit, encouragement from, others, our higher self, our knowing. Just knowing that good things are on their way. And having gratitude for that. And just gratitude for, like I said, being encouraged by others or things in our environment, or, small things of beauty that come across our path that remind us on a day-to-day basis, maybe even when we're in the midst of trials or transformations, that show us that, we're headed towards amazing things. There are beautiful and amazing things all the time to be grateful for, even in the midst of struggle. And we can be encouraged by that. King of Wands in reverse, Four of Cups in reverse, and Six of Wands in reverse. I think this is kind of what we were just saying about, even when we're in times of struggle, where we're not feeling empowered, where we don't see that victory on the horizon, not to become complacent or worried that it's never going to come. To not be discouraged when we don't see everything, because it's written in the stars that amazing things are in store for you. You just have to have courage and gratitude and fill your own cup and trust that Spirit is guiding you, and stay focused on the beautiful things that are present, even the beauty in the destruction, because from the ashes rises something amazing. Sometimes you have to burn it down and build it again. So keep heart and stay encouraged. The beautiful things are on the way. And that certainly with this portal, it's a powerful, powerful, powerful manifesting. So Seems like this group, maybe going through a bit harder time and maybe a big transformation, and needing to just keep that faith, stay encouraged, trust, lean into the beauty that's around you, and know that better things are on the way. So I hope that this was of service to you, and I send you all the blessings in the world through this portal. And I just hope that, you find your way through this, and that, you get to the other side where you see these amazing manifestations come in. So if you felt this resonated, please feel free to leave me a comment and let me know. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose the Rider-Waite and the Red Gold Stone, this is your reading. Give me a second to get the cards laid out, and we will jump right in. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Based on the energies of this portal, I came up with some questions and I've pulled oracle cards for each one. So we'll start with the first question, work our way through. I'll pull cards from the Rider-Waite deck to clarify as we go. So the first question that I asked is, how can you lean into the energy of your inner Leo during this portal? The card you got is Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. So I think this is talking about, having a sense of adventure and sort of going with the flow and just letting things flow naturally. Piles 1 and 2 had similar themes, so if you were drawn to either one of those, you might want to check those out. But yeah, this is trusting spirit and trusting your inner guidance and your inner guidance system, and having a sense of adventure and the courage too to just allow life to unfold for you. We'll get a couple of clarifiers just to see if there's any additional messages on this. You got 3 of Wands, Page of Swords, and 3 of Cups in reverse. Three of Wands is about waiting for your ships to come in. Page of Swords, learning new things, communicating. 3 of Cups in reverse is not celebrating. I think it's the time, to focus on your manifestations and waiting for those to come in. Like this says, sort of drifting, waiting, experiencing life as it comes. And maybe if you're spending too much time, focused on trying to understand things, you may miss opportunities, to celebrate and be present in the moment. If you're focusing too much on waiting for stuff to come in, you might miss opportunities that are in front of you. So trying to, go with the flow a bit more and be present in the present moment might be beneficial to you during this time. For how you're currently exerting your power, we got vulnerability. So it seems like, opening up your heart, being more open and vulnerable, maybe sharing with others what you're going through or what you're trying to manifest. And there is a power in vulnerability. So maybe you're trying to cultivate deeper relationships with people. And vulnerability is certainly an important part of that. Yeah. So we got the Nine of Wands, the Two of Pentacles reverse, and the Page of Cups. Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. So maybe you've had a long, road to where you are, and you've made some sort of decision about opening up your heart and offering your cup of love. And that doesn't have to be romantic, especially if we're talking about vulnerability. This is a card that shows vulnerability, starting to open up that heart and, show what's underneath. So, maybe this is about sharing, what you've been through that's led you to, where you are, and helping others through that vulnerability and sharing your story. So maybe that's something that you're already doing at this time. I asked, how can you better focus this power to manifest your desires? And we get ease. And it says, it's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. So this is a bit more of that same energy of the drifter, experiencing life as it comes. I think of a bit of surrender, but also just a knowing that as you go about life with your heart open, you're going to call in what it is that you desire. There's not a whole lot that you need to do other than to surrender and be present in the moment and enjoy life as it comes. And understand that every experience that we have, good, bad, indifferent, whatever, however we label it, is growing us, is evolving us, is bringing us to the next phase of our growth and evolution. And yeah, we just need to allow. So how can your heart be expanded by the energy of this portal? We get birds of a feather, which of course I think refers to that saying, birds of a feather flock together. And it seems like, with what we saw here with vulnerability, that maybe you're already doing that, opening up to other people around you, sharing your story, finding like-minded people, finding a tribe, finding who your soul family is. I think I forgot to get clarifiers for ease. Or did I? I can't remember. In any case, we'll move on to birds of a feather since we're already here. With the birds, though, I also think about bird song, and singing your own song and creating beautiful harmonies with other people. So, maybe it's mutual vulnerability, people that you can each share with and grow through each other's experiences, which is a really beautiful way to open up the heart. It creates compassion for humanity as a whole, like on a collective sort of level. When you're able to open yourself up and other people open up to you, and you can see the continuity of things between your stories and even the differences, and just understanding, that we all go through struggles, we all go through hard times, and we're not alone in that. It creates a wider understanding of our fellow man, and I think that's where change really comes from, is when we can create that level of understanding and compassion for one another, and recognize that we're all, trying to do the best that we can with where we are, and we will get further if we help each other. We got the Lovers, High Priestess in reverse, and the Devil in reverse. So I think this is about, coming into balance within ourselves, our masculine and feminine energy with spirit as our guide, and seeing clearly through, what's toxic, what's holding us back. And maybe we're finding that through our interactions with other people and understanding, their struggles, it can help illuminate things about our own struggles. And sometimes when we see things in other people, it helps illuminate things for us that we weren't able to see about ourselves. So if we're talking about relationships, if this is like a romantic relationship, not having illusions about whether things are healthy for us or not, like being clear so that we don't end up in toxic cycles that maybe we've been through in the past. Allowing spirit to guide us and trusting that the things that we feel ease about, that bring us joy, are leading us in the right direction. So we talked about the heart. Now let's talk about the mind. What on the mental plane is needing your attention at this time? And we get awareness. And this card talks about the lifting of the veil. So I think this can be about self-awareness, about awareness of illusions. We talked about that over here. Seeing through things that have veiled our eyes and allowing our true inner being to emerge and burn away this veil. And the shadow on this card looks like someone who's in a lot of fear. And this person that's emerging looks very peaceful. So cutting through our fears with our inner knowing. Fear is a mental thing. Some say false evidence appearing real. I think I said this in another reading, so I apologize for repeating myself, but we can't always believe everything that we think. Our mind is a great tool, but it's not a great master, because our minds are filled with a lot of programming, a lot of misbeliefs that we've picked up along the way, and our mind can lead us astray if we put too much credence on what our mind tells us. And having an awareness of that and knowing that we need to tap into our inner being, to our inner knowing, and also connecting with spirit to see clearly. We get the Four of Cups, Justice in reverse, and the Three of Cups in reverse. So immediately, this looks like, when the divine is handing us something and we're just not looking, we're so focused on these three cups, which, we've got the Three of Cups in reverse. So this tells me something, and Justice in reverse. So something that was imbalanced, something that wasn't bringing us happiness. We are, maybe focused on and missing the gift that Spirit is trying to hand us. And so having an awareness about that, we're talking over here about, not repeating toxic cycles and having clearer sight to see that so that we can make better choices. And so maybe choosing to look up and to be aware of what's going on around us, what's here and present in front of us, not looking to the past, not looking to the future, creating anxiety for ourselves, or living in the past and feeling a sense of, depression or wistfulness for things that have passed that don't exist anymore. Because really the past doesn't exist. It only exists in our memory, which is thoughts. And if we keep looking at the past, life is going to pass us by. We're not going to be able to experience life as it comes. So I think this is just a caution to make sure that, mentally you're not drifting back to the past and thinking on things that were imbalanced and really were not bringing you happiness. We have selective memory, and it's very easy sometimes to remember the good times and to ignore the challenging side of things and getting stuck there and wishing to go back when it never really truly fully fulfilled us or served us. So how can you open up your spiritual side to receive these gifts from this portal? And this says, in stillness I receive. So I definitely think that this points to meditation, prayer, time spent with yourself, even if it's sitting out in nature, just observing the beauty around you, looking up at the sky, listening to the birds, just watching, what's in front of you to help bring you present into the present moment. Just being still and allowing yourself to be guided on a boat, just drifting, experiencing it as it comes. Oh, that was fast. The Eight of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Five of Pentacles. And we're talking about stillness, and the Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles are both very action oriented, taking control, driving forward. But I think what comes from that is this feeling of, being unfulfilled, being destitute, if you will, or out in the cold. I mean, that's a bit dramatic, but this is not ease. This is struggle. So really, I think it's saying to kind of just take a step back, stop trying so hard to drive things forward, and to allow yourself to be carried and allow your guidance to come in. Just be still, at ease, enjoying life as it comes, spending time with friends, sharing with friends, opening up your heart, not getting too stuck in the mind. It just definitely has such a better feeling to it than working really hard and being really rigid and still feeling like shit. I'm just still not where I want to be. So an additional piece of guidance from Spirit we get is High Priestess of Water. I'm going to read this one from the book. It says, water is a transforming element that flows in rivers, makes waves in the vast ocean, turns to hard ice, and disperses as hot steam. Water can change into snowflakes, white fluffy clouds, and rain. When you draw the symbol of water, it signifies a time when things in your life are changing shape right before your eyes. Go with the flow, as these changes are powerful signs of wondrous experiences, lessons, and gifts. Even if you don't understand these changes at the moment, you will later. Wow, yeah, so we're talking about water and the state of water and the many states that it can be in and the way that it can be shifted and transformed and, go back and forth between states. And obviously this first card is talking about drifting and experience life as it comes. So, being like the water, allowing yourself to go through these shifts and transformations. You're still made up of the same thing, but, going with the flow and being nimble and agile and just trusting spirit that whatever, way you're being shifted and moved is bringing you somewhere and that's for your highest good, and enjoying each state, like really being present through every iteration. I mean, because rain is beautiful, water is beautiful, snow is beautiful, ice is beautiful in its own way. Every phase of water has its beauty to it. And so really allowing yourself to go through every phase and transformation and trusting that spirit is bringing you somewhere incredible. While you may not understand it at the time, you can still be present and enjoy, the beautiful parts of it. You get 2 of Cups reversed, King of Wands reversed, 6 of Cups reversed. And then you got several water cards. Not looking too much to the past, like I said before, on maybe things that didn't work out that left you feeling disempowered. Those things are in the past. Those states have already passed. You're being brought into a new state of being now, and needing to trust that and be like the water and move forward and flow forward. Not damming yourself up by being really nostalgic for things that really didn't make you happy and didn't make you feel like yourself or empowered. So this last card is a point of gratitude that you can embody during this portal. And we got peaks of joy. And I think that's absolutely perfect for this reading. Just really leaning into and appreciating the things that you do have to be joyful about in your life, and surrendering and just, being opened wide up. And there's this little butterfly headed right for her heart space. So that's exactly what I was just talking about in the last card, the transformation, allowing the transformation to come in and for you to be transformed. And I think it's interesting that this figure is up in the clouds, which was one of the states of water that this was talking about. So maybe now it's the time to, just kind of rise above and allow yourself to be moved and shaped and reshaped until you reach your heart's desires, whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest for yourself. And she's in a very vulnerable energy, so it seems like you're already doing that. Maybe just needing to have a little more ease in the process. And getting a little bit out of your mind and out of the past. Just being still and present and receiving and going with the flow. That came out sideways. Oops. Well, okay. Page of Pentacles in reverse. The World in reverse. And the King of Pentacles in reverse. So it seems like we're kind of referring to what we were talking about before about the past, about things that, weren't true stability, and not allowing those cycles to close out, not learning new things that would allow those cycles to close out. Which, if you think about when you put things out to the universe, like even if you just realize that this wasn't bringing you stability or fulfillment, you put out then automatically the opposite of that into your vibration, that you do want something that is, more stable, more reliable. So I think by, learning and seeing that, these things from the past weren't actually serving you, you can close these cycles out and bring in what it is that you do desire. And being grateful that those things didn't work out because they weren't for your highest good. So that is what I have for you, Pile 4. I hope that this resonated, that, it's of service to you. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment box and let me know how it related for you. And please like, share, and subscribe to help me get the messages out to whoever needs to hear them. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.